Okay, so what's the topic in this lecture is SAT. Now, what exactly is SAT? SAT is also known as Boolean satisfiable problem. Satisfiable problem. Yeah, satisfiability problem. So you can name whatever you want. Satisfiability problem. So first of all, we need to understand what is a Boolean satisfiability problem. A Boolean satisfiability problem is defined by a propositional logic formula. Propositional logic formula. It is also known as CNF. CNF means conjunctive normal form. So what we are studying is a Boolean satisfiable problem, या जिसको हम लोग satisfiability बोलते हैं. And further, it is given. For that, we need a propositional logical formula or a CNF that has phi or psi symbol has been drawn reasonably well. Now, if you are given a propositional logical formula, it is called satisfiable if there is some assignment. So please focus on this. If there is some assignment to its variable that makes it evaluate to true. So what we want as the final outcome is, we want the final outcome to be true. What we are given is a propositional logic formula or a CNF, which is known as conjunctive normal formula. Now we consider this to be satisfiable. So we consider this propositional logic formula or CNF to be satisfiable only when for some assignment to its variables. What is that assignment? That assignment can be either 0 or 1. If there is some assignment to its variable that makes it evaluate to true, that means the final value should be true. So now what is important is for us to understand what do we actually mean by a conjunctive normal formula. What is CNF? So CNF basically consists of two things. One are called the literals. The second one is called the operators. Okay. Now the operators can be conjunctive or disjunctive. Okay. Conjunctive means something like we have three types of operators, that is or, and not. This stands for or, this stands for and this one stands for not. So the first thing that we are trying to understand is, what do we actually mean by a CNF? Okay. And now, like I said, for CNF, we consist of two things. One are called the literals, and the second one is called the operators. And now, how many operators that we have are the three ones. Okay. So what we need to do is, we need to assign some value to these literals so that our final output comes out to be true. Let us consider one example. For example, if you have a literal like P, and or, P or Q. The second one is P and Q. So this is something that we have. For this, if the value of P is equals to 1, then Q can be anything. Q can be anything. The answer will be 1. That means this is called satisfiability. Obviously, इतना छोटा example नहीं होता है, तो it is right. And in other case, if Q is equals to 1, then P can be anything. Again, for this value, if Q is equals to 1, don't consider the value of P. Again, the value of this CNF form will be true. Now, P and Q. What does this P and Q means? That means it is going to return true only when the value of P is equals to 1 and Q is equals to 1. So if the value of P is equals to 1, Q is equals to 1, is it satisfiable? The answer is true. Now let me give you one more example. That is P and not P. Now, if I want to know whether P and not P are satisfiable or not, if the value of P is going to be 1, then the value of not P is going to be 0. And if I apply and, that means this is not going to return true. Now, if P is equals to 0, then not of P will become 1. And if I apply and, this is also not going to return true, which means that the final outcome will be false, and which means it is not satisfiable. So now why it is not satisfiable? Because for any value of P, I am not able to get the true. And for the above two cases, for values of P is equals to 1 or Q is equals to 1, I was able to get true for this one. For the other one, if the value of P is equals to 1 and Q is equals to 1, I was able to get the true. So what is a CNF? A CNF consists of two things. One is called the literals and one is called the operators. I hope it is clear. And then there are operators, they are or disjunctions or conjunctions. Disjunctions means or and conjunctions mean and. Disjunctions means or and conjunction means add. And our formula basically consists of clauses. So there can be more than one clause. There can be clause 1, there can be clause 2, there can be clause 3, and then all these clauses are connected with the help of conjunction, that is and. So if you have a clause 1 and then you have a clause 2, this will be connected to each other with the help of C and. So should I give you one more example for you to understand exactly what is conjunction? Oh, sorry, CNF. For example, if you have something like this, x1 or x2 not, and here what we have is x2 or x1, something like this. Now, how many literals we have? So how many let's say literals we have? We have two literals. One is called x1 and the second one is called x2. And how many you can say operators have been used? Both conjunction and disjunction. So is there any value of x1 and x2 for which this total CNF is going to return true? That's what we want to find. That's what we want to find. Now, if the value of x1, let us suppose, is 1, then what should be the value of, let's say, x2? X2 can be anything. If the value of x1 is equals to 1, x2 can be anything. Will this return true? Will this return true? Let us check. For the value of x1 is equal to 1, which means this, there is no need to check the OR part because x1 is true. And here again, the x1 is true. That means there is no need to check the value of what is x2. So what is the value of x2 does not matter. It can be anything, but it will return true. So that means this is satisfiable. This is the problem of satisfiability. That means this is acceptable. Now, why satisfiability is so important for us to study, and we will study also, because satisfiability was considered to be the first NP problem which was proved by Cook to be NP complete. And that is our objective. Our objective is to prove that certain algorithms which come under the category of NP are equal to NP complete. And satisfiability has been proven to be NP complete. This is by definition. By definition, satisfiability is NP complete because it has already been proved by Cook. And if satisfiability comes under the category of NP complete, and we can you can say reduce any NP problem to a satisfiability problem. अगर हमें पता चल ही गया है that satisfiability is NP complete, so if we are able to reduce any NP class problem into a satisfiability, which definitely means that this NP is also NP complete. So now, what about satisfiability? Why we consider satisfiability as the base problem? We consider this to be the base problem because it is NP complete. Now, the next thing that we wish to understand is how hard is a satisfiability problem? Now, how hard is a satisfiability problem? Let us consider if there are two literals. This is also known as two-sat problem, and it is proven that it takes let's say polynomial time to solve, and this is considered to be a polynomial time issue. So if there are two literals, let's say x1 and x2, how many possible values can be there? There can be 4 values for this. 0, 1, it should have been 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1. If you have 3 literals, x1, x2, and x3, this is considered to be a 3-sat problem. And as the number of k continues to increase from polynomial, it becomes NP or a hard problem, very hard problem. Why? Because it becomes exponential. So what is x1, x2, x3? How many total possible number of combinations are there? The total number of possible combinations are 8. How we come to know? That is 2 power 3. This is for 3-sat problem. For 2-sat problem, it is 2 power 2. And what for a problem with n number of literals? That will be 2 power n, which makes it a exponential problem. So how hard is a satisfiability problem will depend upon how many literals do we have to solve. If there are lesser number of literals, 2-sat or 3-sat, then it is still possible, but if the n grows very large, then the problem complexity is also going to increase to very large. So that is why this is considered to be one of the hardest problems to solve. तो हमने जब फर्स्ट लेक्चर किया था कंप्यूटेबिलिटी का, तो उसमें मैंने आपको बताया था लिस्ट ऑफ algorithms which cannot be solved in polynomial time, like TSP, traveling salesman problem, 0-1 knapsack problem. Okay, so the SAT also comes into the category of these problems because it also has a complexity of 2 power n. But even though satisfiability with 2 power n is considered to be the hardest NP complete problem. Okay, it is the hardest NP complete problem. We consider it to be. Now we have certain problems like TSP and other problems like coloring of the graph and something like 0-1 knapsack problem. If we can convert these problems or reduce these problems into a satisfiability problem, then we also believe that these problems also come under the category of NP complete problem. So that's the objective. That is where the Cook's discovery was so important, where Cook was able to prove that a SAT is an NP complete problem. I think it is getting a little difficult for you to understand, but once you go through this video again and again, you will not be able to find a simpler explanation than this. Now what we are going to try and see is how do we solve a 3-SAT problem or a 2-SAT problem. We can see an example for a 3-SAT problem. So what is a 3-SAT problem is basically where we have 3 literals. So how many literals do we have? We have only 3 literals. Can we have n literals? Yes, it is possible. But for now, we are doing a 3-SAT problem. And for a 3-SAT problem, there are going to be 3 literals, that is x1, x2, and x3. We can give any number of inputs to it to check whether it is correct or not. So now what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to write some CNF formula for the same. Let us suppose that our CNF formula is x1 or x2 naught or x3. Okay, and in between they have is and x1 naught or x2 or x3. So this is our CNF problem. This is our CNF formula. Now, can we prove that it is satisfiable or not? So how many cases that we need to discuss? That is x2, x1, x2, and x3. That is 0, 0, and 0. If we give all the 3 values to be 0, or we give x1, x2 to be 0 and x3 to be 1, or this one, or this one, and so there are a total of 8 possible values that can be given to it. So how to represent this? We can represent this with the help of a state space tree. What is this called? State space tree. Now let us consider the value of x1. If we start from here, there are only 2 possible values of x1. Either x1 can be 0 or either x1 can be 1. So if the value of x1 is 0, we reach here. If the value of x1 is equals to 1, we reach here. Now next is x2. So either the value of x2 can be 0 or the value of x2 is equals to 1. Here also, either the value of x2 will be 0 or the value of x2 can be 1. And next is the third variable. that is either the value of x3 will be equal to 0 or x3 will be 1. Similarly, you can write for x3 is equals to 0 and x3 is equals to 1. These become the leaf nodes, and this will tell you whether the value is false or true. So that means for these many cases the value is false, but for 2 cases the value is true. So that means there exists some value of x1 and x2 for which the final outcome is true. If I look at this tree, what is that? X1 should be 0. So we come here. X2 should also be 0. And X3 should be 1. So for X1 is equals to 0, X2 is equals to 0, and X3 is equals to 1, this problem says that it is satisfiable. So this formula is proven to be satisfiable. So if you have any questions to ask, you can ask me in the chat window. So we are open to it. We have not discussed anything other than the fact that what is satisfiability, what are literals, what are operators, and how what is the meaning of how we can achieve the satisfiability. For that we have done the that is state space tree. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the chat window. So let's move further. So what does it say now? One question has come down is what is SAT and where we are going to use it. So let me tell you, for example, what is dynamic problem? What is a dynamic algorithm? Let's take an example. You do not have any direct relation to any problem for which there is a dynamic algorithm. हम लोग क्या कहते हैं कि जैसे ट्रैवलिंग सेल्समैन प्रॉब्लम, traveling salesman problem can be used to solve, or traveling salesman problem can be used using the dynamic approach. Similarly, SAT is a category of problems, is an algorithm for which certain category of problems can be solved using the SAT, that is a space state tree. For example, a knapsack problem. For example, is a knapsack problem. Now, can we create a state space tree for a knapsack problem? The answer is yes. क्योंकि what is a knapsack problem? अब मैं आपको उसका एक एग्जांपल देता हूं और उससे आपको ये समझाता हूं कि how we can reduce a knapsack to a SAT problem. और सैट प्रॉब्लम का यूज क्या है कि क्योंकि अगर हम लोग नैप को सैट में रिड्यूस कर पाएंगे तो वी विल बी एबल टू प्रूव दैट knapsack is a NP complete problem. So for that I request that you focus on how we can draw a state space tree for a knapsack problem. So knapsack problem में कितने लिटरल्स होते हैं? सबसे पहले मैं ऊपर ले लेता हूं कि what we are drawing is a knapsack problem. अब knapsack प्रॉब्लम में कितने लिटरल्स होते हैं? knapsack प्रॉब्लम में 2 लिटरल्स होते हैं. If you remember which are those 2 literals, you can type in the chat window. So I'll wait if any one of you can actually type the name of the 2 literals that we can use for the knapsack problem. We have already done the knapsack problem, so I'll not take too much of time. If you can please write the name of the 2 literals that will be used for the knapsack problem. Okay, so what is a knapsack problem is that we are having a one large bag with a capacity, let's say 200, and then we have small little items and we want to put them inside this bag. So what is the objective? The objective is that the value of the items that we put inside this bag is maximum. So there are two literals. Which are those two literals? One is called the value and the other one is called the weight. For every item that I will input inside the input, जितनी भी अब मुझे मिलेंगी items मिलेंगी, that will consist of two you can say literals. One is called value and the other one is called the weight. अब हम SAT में क्या करते थे? हमने SAT में एक फॉर्मूला बनाया था. तो नैपसैक के लिए क्या होगा? 01 के लिए एक ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन होगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड द मैक्सिमाइज्ड ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन. हम लोग उस मैक्सिमम ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन को बनाएंगे एंड देन वी विल अगेन स्टार्ट ड्राइंग द यू कैन से स्टेट स्पेस ट्री. हम लोग बिल्कुल स्टार्ट से स्टार्ट करते हैं. इफ द वैल्यू ऑफ वन पर्टिकुलर आइटम को हमने बैग में डालना है या नहीं, दैट इज 1 और 0, तो किधर जाना है? अगर 1 है तो किधर जाना है? नेक्स्ट आइटम अगर 0 है तो क्या करना है? 1 है तो क्या करना है? एंड इट इज अ टोटली डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट, यू कैन से लेक्चर दैट कैन बी यूज्ड टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू ड्रॉ द स्टेट स्पेस ट्री. लेकिन एक चीज मैं आपको क्लियर कर देना चाहता हूं बिफोर आई गो इवन फर्दर इज that whatever we are studying right now is only for the decision problems. I hope you know what is a decision problem. Decision problem means decision, that means 0 or 1. The value can be 0 or 1. तो अभी हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है कि we are having a SAT. SAT is proven by the Cook to be to be an NP complete problem, and we are trying to understand what is a SAT problem with the help of you can say 3 SAT. मैंने आपको बताया कि था कि अगर 3 SAT से 3 की वैल्यू बहुत बड़ी हो जाएगी, लेट से n SAT हो जाएगी, तो उसकी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी 2 पावर n हो जाएगी, which will mean that this is also an exponential problem. And we have many other problems which are exponential problems. So what we want to do in research, मैं आपकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, in research what we want to do is whenever we design a new problem, जब भी हमारे पास एक नई प्रॉब्लम हाथ में आती है which is very hard in nature, that means no solution exists for that problem, the best thing that you want to do is you want to reduce it to SAT. आप कोशिश करेंगे कि if you can reduce it to SAT. Why? If you can reduce it to SAT, your first part of research is over and you say that okay, this algorithm comes under the category of NP complete problem. That is one part of the algorithm, and then you obviously continue with the other part. So your first part will be over. Now I am not going to use the board here, and I am going to now share certain theoretical portion with you to try and understand what is the satisfiability. So here we move to satisfiability. So let's have a theoretical thing of what is satisfiability. A Boolean satisfiability problem, or simply SAT, is a problem of determining if a Boolean formula is satisfiable or not. ये हमने पहले ही पढ़ लिया, हमने थ्योरी में आने से पहले ही देख लिया कि हमने अल्टीमेटली अचीव क्या करना है, कि क्या वो फॉर्मूला सेटिस्फाइबल है या नहीं है. ओके, वन थिंग. सेटिस्फाइबिलिटी की अब डेफिनेशन क्या है, मतलब सेटिस्फाइबल है या नहीं है, तो उसकी डेफिनेशन क्या है? उसकी डेफिनेशन ये है कि कैन वी असाइन any value to our literals such that the formula turns out to be true. ये भी हमने देखा है. अनसेटिस्फाइबिलिटी क्या है? अगर हम कोई भी ऐसी वैल्यू असाइन नहीं कर सकते हैं जिससे फॉर्मूला ट्रू रिटर्न दे, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड अनसेटिस्फाइबिलिटी. नाउ गिवन आर द टू एग्जांपल्स. द फर्स्ट एग्जांपल इज f is equals to a and b naught. A and b naught. Is this satisfiable? I am open to you in the chat window. Can you tell me if it is satisfiable or not? F is equal to A and not B. The answer is yes, this is satisfiable if the value of A is equal to 1 and B is equals to 0. अगर मैं A की वैल्यू को 1 कर देता हूं और B की वैल्यू को 0 कर देता हूं तो नॉट ऑफ B की वैल्यू कितनी हो जाएगी 1 एंड 1 कितना होता है 1. So that means yes, there exists one value for which this formula will return true, which is known as a satisfiability problem. Now coming back to the question that was asked to me, this is where the SAT can be used, because SAT is a formula for which we are saying that क्या ऐसी एक इनपुट है जिससे मैं इसको सॉल्व कर सकता हूं. तो आप किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को SAT में कन्वर्ट कीजिए, उसका SST बनाइए एंड देन यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम. अगर उसकी किसी भी एक वैल्यू के लिए आंसर ट्रू आता है, so that means yes, for that problem I can find a solution. Okay, just give me a 30 seconds break. I'll rejoin again. So there are two examples. The second example says A and A naught. Is this satisfiable? A and A naught. It is unsatisfiable. It is not possible to create a satisfiability of this because बीच में and लगा हुआ है. If the value of A is 1, then A naught will be 0. And if the value of A is 0, then the A naught will be 1. So this is unsatisfiable. अभी तक हमने 3 सेट प्रॉब्लम देखी थी. 3 सेट प्रॉब्लम क्या है? जिसमें 3 लिटरल्स हैं. तो 2 सेट प्रॉब्लम क्या होगी? जिसमें सिर्फ 2 लिटरल्स होंगे. 2 सेट प्रॉब्लम इज वेरी इजी टू सॉल्व and this is considered to be a polynomial time algorithm because the time amount of time it takes is less and more the value of k, that is 2. abhi k ki value 2 hai. More the value increases, more difficult it becomes to solve the problem, but still the solution exists. Still the solution exists. To know this better, let us see what is conjunctive नॉर्मल फॉर्म. हम लोग ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं. कंजंक्टिव नॉर्मल फॉर्म, कंजंक्शन किसको बोलते हैं? एंड को. 3 ऑपरेटर्स हैं हमारे पास, एंड और नॉट. इसमें से और को डिसजंक्शन बोलते हैं और एंड को कंजंक्शन बोलते हैं. तो हमारे पास बहुत सारे क्लॉजेस होते हैं जैसे क्लॉज 1, क्लॉज 2 एंड क्लॉज 3. हम उनके बीच में डिसजंक्शन लगाते हैं, दैट मीन्स और लगाते हैं, और उन क्लॉजेस के बीच में कंजंक्शन लगाते हैं यानी एड लगाते हैं. So where every clause is a disjunction, the and is used between the clauses. Now 2SAT limits the problem of SAT to only those Boolean formulas which are expressed as a CNF with every clause having 2 terms. 2 terms का मतलब क्या है? सिर्फ 2 literals. आप इस एग्जाम्पल को ध्यान से देख सकते हैं. यहाँ पर जो नीचे दी हुई है इसमें सिर्फ 2 ही लिटरल्स यूज किए गए हैं, एक A और एक B. ठीक है, something like this. And what is A1 and B1 leads to the set of values, and these values turn to be very large, then the things become a little difficult for us to solve. So I hope you know what is 3SAT and 2SAT now. अगर 3SAT होगा तो उसमें A, B and C आ सकते हैं, X1, X2, X3 आ सकते हैं. This is 2SAT, तो इसके अंदर सिर्फ A1 और A2 आ रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो let us just continue. So there is an example. Please have a look at this example. This is X1 or X2 and something like this. The output for the given expression is satisfiable. वो कह रहे हैं कि इसकी output satisfiable है और उन्होंने नीचे एक वैल्यू भी दी है कि अगर हम लोग ये वाली वैल्यू अप्लाई करेंगे तो हमें satisfiability का आंसर मिल जाएगा. नीचे एक और एग्जांपल दिया है. उन्होंने कहा है कि ये अनसेटिस्फाइबल है. ये आप खुद के लिए ट्राई कर सकते हैं. these notes will be shared with you. They are saying that there is no value of x1 and x2 for which this is going to return true. ठीक है, and just like you can say the other one that we solved is 3SAT problem with the help of state space tree. The SAT2 problem can also be solved with the help of a graph, but we will not go into that. But there can be the edges for that, which we can draw. For the CNF value to come true, value of every clause should be true. ठीक है, अगर एक क्लॉज भी फॉल्स हो गया तो आपका ओवरऑल रिजल्ट फॉल्स होगा. तो हाउ डू वी डिनोट दैट? इफ a इज इक्वल्स टू 0 देन b मस्ट बी 1. a और b बताया है ना, अगर a 0 है तो b मस्ट बी 1, which can be denoted by if